let's have a chat about do-it-yourself organic liquid fertilizer. Welcome back to Chatting with Chintzy. I'm Chintzy Barato. Today, I'm going to show you how to make do-it-yourself organic liquid fertilizer. I started noticing a trend when my neighbors started dumping their old appliances in my yard that maybe I need to mow my lawn. Yeah, I'm that guy. Why do today what you can always put off until tomorrow? But I thought, let's make use of all the stuff that I'm going to mow, or in this case, weed eat, and let's turn it into fertilizer. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's get started. To make homemade liquid fertilizer, you're only going to need a few items. Your yard waste and or kitchen waste. We're going to use both because why not? We got them. An unmowed lawn and some irresponsibility on my part, and a mower or weed eater, a 5-gallon bucket. Doesn't have to be 5 gallons, but that's what you can readily buy, and an empty milk jug, and maybe one of the old ladies' better shirts, or you can just use a throwaway shirt as a filter. I'm going to explain later on. And before I go any further, I want to send a shout out to my very first subscriber, Boy Jorge. You know who you are. It's much appreciated. Hopefully many more to come. You know, when a business opens up and the first dollar they make, they put it on the wall? Well, Boy Jorge, you are my wall dollar. Appreciate it, homie. This one's for you. The very first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fill up some gallons with nothing but water. If you're using city tap water or anything other than a well, you're going to want to let this water sit in the sun in the container for about 24 hours, or let it sit out for one day. It's obviously not going to be sunny the whole 24 hours. What that does is it dechlorinates your water. The first thing you're going to do is weed eat. I suggest you use a weed eater and not a mower. It chops it up too finely and it makes it difficult to rake up. Step 2. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to rake up all the yard waste into a nice pile. After that, you're going to take your trusty 5-gallon bucket and you're going to add your yard waste into the 5-gallon bucket. So after we've picked up all those clippings, you can see this is grass and weeds and various kinds of growth. We're going to put that in the bucket. Make sure you leave yourself some headspace on this, at least a couple inches. And we're going to put a few other things in here too. What I have here is a couple of old banana peels and about 5 or 6 of them. We're just going to throw those in there. What that's going to do is it's going to increase the natural source of potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, and calcium. You can also throw any other kitchen scraps you have in here of vegetables. Try to stay away from biological things such as like eggshells that have not been, say, boiled. The last thing I'm going to add is eggshells. Now, I took these off of boiled eggs. Don't use eggs like fresh eggs, shells. I just don't think it's a good idea. You don't want to get E. coli in your garden. I forgot to mention, these eggshells also do something really good. They reduce the acidity level in your soil. It takes a little time, but they do get to work on that. Can't hurt to add those. Next thing we're going to do is give this a little toss, kind of mix it up a little bit, because we don't want all the stuff we added just sitting right on the surface. Just mix it up. And now that we've got our dechlorinated water, which has sat out in the sun for a full day, we're going to add that to the mix too. And again, we're going to fill it up over the top of the vegetation that we've added in there. So make sure you have enough water. Like I said, I made 3 gallons just to be sure. I'm using a 5-gallon bucket here. You may not need as much. Just make sure you cover the vegetation. Push the vegetation down in there under the water so it stays a little bit submerged. Pop the top on. You don't want to air seal on here. You want to leave room for some gas escape, but go ahead and cover it. And save your empty milk jugs because you're going to be adding the fertilizer back to these. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. It'll let you know when I put out new content, which, by the way, is every Wednesday. I guess I'm off my meds today, but let me back up. Before you put that lid on, get you a big old spoon, because you're going to need to do some stirring. You can either use a giant spoon, or you could do something like use a broom handle. But you want to put something, you want to use something sturdy, because stirring up that stuff in that bucket is going to be a little bit tough. You're going to need to put some stink on that. But that's why we put mustard on our eggs down south. You'll notice when you purchase fertilizer, you look on the bag, you'll see 3 numbers. What those are is nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Those are all the nutrients that plants need in order to grow. I'm going to touch on what each one is real quick. What the N is nitrogen. That's essential for plants. It promotes leafy green growth and going to give your plants a lot of foliage. The P, or the second number, is phosphorus. What that does is it promotes root growth, and it promotes fruiting and flowering in your plants and trees. And last but not least, the letter K. What that is potassium. That's good for the overall vitality of your plant and its overall general health. You're going to need all 3. Of course, you can always go to the store and buy liquid fertilizer, but you're going to pay a pretty penny for it. And especially with the stuff going on in the world today, fertilizer prices have skyrocketed. Why pay all that money when you can do it for free? The average 1-gallon container of liquid fertilizer is going to run you anywhere from $20 to $40. You don't need to do that. Everything you need is right around you. Okay, so here we are. It has been about 2 weeks. I put banana peels in here too, so the grass is starting to get kind of sludgy. And you can see, it definitely smells earthy. And you can see there's bubbles in here. If there were no bubbles, this stuff would be bad and you need to throw it away. I have another 5-gallon container, and I have put an old shirt on it, old referee jersey, with a bungee cord just to hold it in place. So now I'm going to pour this and strain it through here, so we don't want solid components. I'd like to point out, you need to pay attention to the odor. If it smells rotten, then you need to dump this. That means the anaerobic process has stopped and you probably haven't been stirring it enough. But it doesn't have a good smell. It's got a real earthy kind of smell, almost like a strong fertilizer smell with a aftertaste of banana. Okay, so we are done straining it, and this is what we're left with. Little pieces of banana, some grass. It's kind of a dull color now. Got some eggshells in there, crumbled up. But this is what you're looking for. And whew, it does smell potent. So you can go dump this in your compost pile. Do not feed this to your chickens. This stuff's ready to go. And what you don't see is mold. And that's what we don't want. Okay, so here's what we're left with. I've got about, that's a 5-gallon bucket. It's about half full, so that's about 2.5 gallons. Now, we're gonna put this back into the into our milk containers. Now at this point, it's as simple as getting a funnel and your empty milk container and slowly pour it in. You shouldn't have any sediment in it at this point. It's all been strained out. It's just gonna be a brownish green liquid. I also want to point out this funnel, make sure you don't have like motor oil in it. Make sure it's clean. We don't want to be adding motor oil to our fertilizer. So at this point, just slowly pour it in. Try not to get this stuff on you. I don't imagine the smell would come out of your clothes too quickly. I managed to get this stuff on my knees, so even though it ain't been a month already, I guess these clothes are about due for a wash now. So as I said, this stuff is extremely potent, so don't put this directly in your plants. What you're going to want to do is a 1-to-10 ratio. And in a gallon is 16 cups. So what that means is about 1.6 cups of solution of fertilizer to the rest of the gallon. 1.6 cups. 1.6 and some change. One last point I want to make You have about 2 weeks of shelf life on this, so you need to use it within 2 weeks. If you open this up and it smells really rotten, and like I said, of course it's not going to smell good, but if it smells rotten, like rotting food or swamp, something like that, go ahead and throw it away. But other than that, if you keep it sealed, keep it in a dark, cool place, you got about 2 weeks on this. So make sure you use it up. And we're ready to get fertilizing. Now, don't put all of this on one plant or one fruit tree. Fruit trees really love this stuff, but it's just like any fertilizer. You want to go sparingly on it. If you're putting this on your crops in your garden, I suggest you take one plant and try it out and just see. You don't want to burn your plants. This is potent stuff. You'd think it's just yard clippings and banana peels and some eggshells, but this is potent stuff. How much do we do it for? Nothing. That's the Chintzy Barato way. And on that note, let's not forget, we were created on purpose, for a purpose. Be your purpose. Until next time on Chatting with Chintzy, I'm Chintzy Barato. Out.